Well, it's official. David Riley has traded in the red and black for the crimson and gray. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minutestone. Riley was officially introduced as Washington State's head basketball coach this afternoon. He takes over a program that went to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2008. So the expectations are high. Alex Crescenti, our Coug correspondent, was at the press conference earlier today. He joins us live from Pullman. And Alex, what were some of the big takeaways that Riley had to say?
Yeah, Julian, in the front row of the press conference, there were some of the members of the team. That included Andre Yakimovsky, Jalen Wells, and Isaiah Watts. So Riley made it a point to say he wants to prioritize the players over everything else. Maybe a little campaigning there to get the guys back on the roster, away from the transfer portal. Never too early to start doing that. But he also made it a point to say this is a dream role for him. We've talked a lot about his connections to the Pacific Northwest. He played his college ball over at Whitworth. Then he was at Eastern Washington assistant coach for a long time before being named the head coach back in 2021. But he's going to have his work cut out for him here in Pullman. There's just one scholarship player left on the team. That player only played minute. That player is Isaiah Watts. That's the only one that had meaningful minutes. So the goal over the next few weeks is to get that roster up to par.
Yeah, I mean, my first goal is to retain. Like, I want every single one of these guys back. I don't have some preconceived idea that I know things different. Like, these guys are incredible players. They mean a lot to this university, and so if I can retain, there definitely will not be a rebuild. I want these guys because they're really good, and we're going to keep going like this. We're going to keep that same trajectory. Now, with the guys we have, we want guys that want to be here.
Now, Riley invoking a little bit of Jake Dickert there. He used that exact same quote a couple of weeks ago when Pat Chun departed for Washington. So there's an emphasis that the guys that want to be here in Pullman, that's who they're going after.
Well, Alex, I wanted to ask you about that. That's the big question, what that roster is going to look like. The Cougs, as you mentioned, have a number of players in the portal. Has Riley actually talked to any of them about potentially staying in Pullman?
Yeah, there was a team meeting last evening between Riley and the players, although he did say he hasn't talked to any of them individually, maybe just some texts here and there. But I would imagine he's going to be going aggressively with some of those guys that are in the portal. So who knows if Ruben Chinyelu or even Andre Yakimovsky, some of the big names, might end up returning here. But also it's important to remember some of the Eastern players that could be hitting the portal and coming down to Pullman just down the road there. We already know Casey Jones hit the portal earlier this afternoon. He said he didn't have any communication with Casey so far, but I imagine that might be changing over the next couple of days or so. But that roster and coaching staff should start to take shape over the next, couple of weeks or so. So just some patience on that end, even though it looks bad right now. It's going to look very different come May. For now, reporting live in Pullman, I'm Alex Crescenti. Julian, send it back to you in the studio.